This story doesn't sound real. On my life, this is real. When I first moved out here, I moved to my buddy's place in Oxnard, but then I was like, this is just not gonna work. I had a room there, and then long story short, I had to give up the room and I had to move to the couch, but like I was paying the same amount as if I had the room, and I was like, this is not, can't do that shit. One of my other friends was like, yo, I know this guy, he's a friend of mine. Turns out that wasn't a friend, it was his drug dealer. He was like, yeah, you can live with him. He's just got a 1-bedroom in South LA. Listen,
South LA is so general. That's
I
crazy.
was so new to California. I didn't know that South LA was just like a nice way of saying like South Central.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, okay, sounds dope. I FaceTime him and like I look at the place, it looks cool and stuff. I think it's just gonna be me and him. And I get there and I was like, oh, it's in this part of LA. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, okay. And I also learned that it's not just me and him living in there in that 1-bedroom apartment in South Central. It's me and him and his best friend, and then also like 5 other people that he found on Airbnb that are like sleeping on like the couch and the floor in the living room. So that was interesting. And so I later found out that what he was charging me wasn't half of the rent. It was 2/3 of the rent. And then he was also caking off these other... Anyways, that was crazier for not that reason. That was crazy because he had like 3 pet snakes.
Yo,
and 2 of them were like 6 feet long. There was one day I came home early from my internship, and my friend at the time meets me there, and we go in and like it's pretty dead. It's only like the main dude and then his best friend, and they're passed out on the couch. They did a bunch of things. So they were just passed out on the couch, and I was like, okay, standard day, whatever. We're gonna go in the room and smoke because me, the main dude and his friend, like me, him, and her, we all shared the room and stuff. And so me and my friend go in there. We're just gonna smoke and stuff so we don't bother them. Whatever. The snake cage was right by the entrance to the door of the bedroom. So when I walked past it, I noticed the top of it is off. And I'm deathly afraid of snakes. I will have a fucking panic attack in an instant. My heart starts pumping. The only time I had ever seen them out of the cage is when he was giving them a bath. So he
gave a bath?
I can't even answer.
How does that even look?
I don't know. So, well, I'll tell you how it looked. He fucking is giving them a bath in our bathtub. And mind you, the girl that was in the room was like, oh, like, I'm surprised you acting so cool with him doing that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? I have my headphones in, so I tell him, what are you talking about? I look up, and he's just cracking up, and he turns around, and he's holding the snake by its neck, and the snake, like, is, like, looking around, and it, like, locks eyes with me, and its body just starts going fucking stupid. And I'm like, oh, my... I actually had, like, a fucking panic attack. I had to ran out of that place. I was freaking the fuck out. So I was very worried that they're passed out on the couch, and I don't see any of these fucking snakes that are in here. So I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, yo, dude, can you please check the room? Can you check the bathtub? Can you do all this stuff? He's like, nothing in the room, nothing in the bathtub. Bathtub's bone dry. Don't know where they're at. So we're like, oh, shit. What the fuck? So we ultimately see this container on the floor of the kitchen with a big wooden piece over, and it's filled with water. I'm like, oh, okay, that's where they're at. Except I noticed that the second big snake, the bigger snake, Indica was her name.
Oh,
Indica.
Was the other one sativa?
I don't fucking remember. All I knew that this bitch Indica was up to no good. So Indica's not in there. The bigger of the 3 snakes, the biggest of the 3 snakes is not in the box with the other 2 snakes. I'm about ready to kill myself. I'm not okay at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm like shivering damn near. I am shook. And so all of a sudden the main dude wakes up. We'll call him Dan. Dan wakes up. What's going on, guys? Why are you guys freaking out? I'm like, Indica's gone, dude. He's like, oh shit. And I'm like, oh no, like when he says oh shit, this guy's like Steve Irwin of South Central, dog. This guy was walking around with snakes. He's so comfortable. If he's saying oh shit, oh my god, bro, no. So I start freaking out. And I continue to freak out, I should say. And he's looking around and he's doing stuff, and then all of a sudden he just stops and just starts laughing, like, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? I kid you not. This guy unzips his pants, reaches down through his crotch hole and pulls indica out of his pants leg all the way. And I'm like, oh, I want to rip my skin off. I'm like, I am so not good right now, dude. I was so not good. And so he was like, oh, I forgot we were taking a nap earlier. She crawled on my pants. I'm like, there's so many things not okay with this. I was just so happy that the snake was found. I went in the room and I just ripped like 10 bowls back to back to back because there was no way I was gonna calm down if not for that. And even that barely brought me down. So yeah, that was fucking nuts. That place was crazy.